Yeah, so the Global Alliance for Medical Education is a membership organization of professionals who are interested in the continuing professional development profession, so CPD profession. And we are comprised of individuals who work in academia, in professional societies, pharmaceutical industry, as well as medical education companies, all come together to share best practices and to help really improve CME and CPD around the world, and sharing best practices and bringing people up to speed on the latest and greatest learning science. So we had a session today on collaboration globally and how important collaboration is with regards to the global landscape. And budgets are tight, and there's more and more need for collaboration amongst various different groups. So it might be between professional societies, for example, or it might be with medical education companies, a professional society, as well as support from a pharmaceutical company. All of these opportunities really provide us a way to collaborate, to share efficiencies, and to really work for the betterment of healthcare and to help close some of the identified educational needs and gaps that we know exist in the membership, whether it's the membership of the society or healthcare professionals, etc. So collaboration is one of those ways for us to help spread the good word, so to speak, and get people to understand some of the learning science, some of the best ways to understand gap analysis, how to implement that into learning objectives for, say, educational programs to a specific set of physicians. And of course, looking at educational design is very important as well. And then measuring that outcome, and did you actually do what you intended to do? Either a knowledge gap was closed, or you might actually include behavioral modification or increase in skills of the physicians or the healthcare professionals. Well, the challenges are there's such a wide variety of understanding of learning science around the world from various different, within my own organization working for a pharmaceutical company, it is very interesting the level of understanding of learning science from one group to another, from one country to another, even within one organization. And from one country to another, you have varying different levels of understanding of learning science. They may understand learning science, but it may not be utilized and incorporated into the overall general process of education in a particular country or not. Or it may be in pockets that these things happen. So I think that's where the collaboration comes into play, is really helping to bring that learning science in and what's the latest and greatest understanding. I think some of the folks who might be watching this are going to say, well, learning science has been around for a very long time, and it needs to be understood and incorporated into a lot of the programs that we're doing for healthcare professionals. Okay, yeah, again, we talked about collaboration, and I think one of the interesting things, the top key themes, was what is collaboration? Because everybody has different understandings of collaboration. What is it? What does it mean? We talked about transparency in collaborations. We talked about barriers to collaboration, and we also talked about resources. And so I think one of the key bits, with regards to transparency, is understanding each person who's a member of the collaboration has to understand their roles and responsibilities. The transparency of knowing what you're doing and how you need to do it is very key to the success of the overall collaboration. There were so many different types of themes that came into play. Another one was barriers to collaboration. It could be regional barriers. There were other barriers such as time and money which a lot of times people think of resources, human resources, not enough people to do the work that we know needs to be done. But other ones too that are important to consider, other barriers, or maybe the lack of intellectual capacity and the ability to have access to experts in the learning sciences may be missing or something like that. So that's very important. And then resources, let's see, I talked about resources. Yeah, and some of the resources, I think, some of the solutions that we talked about are kind of like resources to people who are interested in doing collaborations, and that might be a how-to guide. What are some of the things to think about when you are considering doing a collaboration with multiple different parties? And so as a part of the game organization, I mean, we did this workshop, and I think one of the things that we really like to do is to kind of bring all the stuff that we learned together today and bring that and put it on our website so people can kind of get a sense of, what do I need to consider? What do I need to think about when I'm considering a collaboration internationally? I think we covered an awful lot. I mean, this session has been really good, this conference. I've been coming to it since 2011. I always learn something from this conference. I always meet new people. And of course, to be able to come here and meet up with the network of people that I've already developed is one of the prime reasons for coming to the ECF conference.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
All right, excellent.
Thank you.